Welcome to the Web3 Builders Journal, the ultimate storytelling podcast for builders in the space. Join us as we dive into the journeys of A Plus founders, exploring the strategies they use to become who they are today. Tune in and get inspired.
Okay, so Tiffany, welcome to Web3 Builders Journal podcast. As you have actually known, this is a podcast that is dedicated to hosting builders in the space. Thank you so much for joining this podcast once again. So, Tiffany, I will start by asking, who is Tiffany in the Web3 space? Who is Tiffany?
Okay, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. I would say my name is Tiffany Obunike. So in the Web3 space, I'm actually a social media manager.
So, what's your background story like? Because I've actually been following you. I've been following your content, and one thing I've observed is that you don't just work with Web3 brands alone. It's like, all these traditional brands, like let's just call them Web2 brands. You've always been working with them. What's your background story like? How did you pivot into Web3? What drew your attention to Web3 and all those things? Please, can you share?
Okay, actually, when I graduated from university, I was looking for a career, like a skill, now that next step, what do I do? How do I make money? Now we are done with school and all of that stuff. So I actually wanted to do something I was passionate about. Yeah, I know that the normal routine is to do 9 to 5 and all of that stuff, but it wasn't really what I wanted. I knew I wanted something different, but I really wanted to do something that would excite me while I make money, something I'm really passionate about. So I didn't really have anybody like putting me through and all of that stuff. But what I did was that I was just trying to use Google, ask questions. So one fateful day, I heard about Web3 and I was like, what do they mean by Web3? What is Web3? Like, we are not even done with Web2, you get me? And I decided to like dig in further to understand better. Honestly, I was very curious, you get. So when I went into it, I even got more curious. Like, it was so intriguing. They were talking about NFT. They were talking about metaverse. Like, there was so much. I was like, where have we been? Like, is it that Nigeria is kind of like backwards or something? You get. So that was literally how I actually got into the Web3 space.
Wow. So you said after graduating from the university. So what did you study in school? And does it align with what you're presently doing?
No, not at all. Like, that's the crazy thing. And I think that is the exciting part of what is going on right now. Some people are still limiting themselves that it has to be what you studied in school. Actually, I studied hydrobiology. I went to Federal University of Technology, where Futo, you get me? So, but somehow a part of me knew that I don't think I was going to like continue with what I studied. It's not because it's not nice or like it's not fantastic or whatever, but I don't know. I've always like I was just expecting for me to figure out things in the future, you get me? So what I'm doing right now literally has nothing to do with that, and it's crazy, but I'm excited about that.
Yeah, it seems everyone from Nigeria has this experience whereby you go to school and you just find yourself doing another thing entirely.
Honestly.
Yeah. So now, before your first role in the Web3 space, like as a social media manager, like have you been working with other brands that are not into Web3 at all as a social media manager?
Yes,
Have you been working with them
yes, I
before?
know that I started off as a Web3 marketer, you get me? But my actual goal, as I said, when I was in university, I had my own business. So I knew the struggle of actually growing a business, getting your business seen and all of that stuff. So marketing actually plays a huge role in business for your business to actually grow and continue. So because of that, my passion, I just don't want to like limit myself to only like helping only brands in Web3. So I also do work with Web2 brands. What really matters to me is that your business, your startup is actually solving a real life problem, because I don't want to market something that is just out there for a cash grab. You get me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow, I love that. I love that. Like something that is more important to you is also called that the brand wants to get their visibility. It wants to be seen. It wants to be known, and that brand that wants to get the
Exactly.
visibility must have a value that they want to put out there. They're not just there for the crash grab. And yeah, with Web2 brands, I think um cash grabbing brands are actually limited. But when it comes to Web3, almost
It's
like
so
a good
sad.
percentage of brands out there that are
Yeah,
positioning themselves as
it's so
Web3
sad.
brands are there to cash grab. Just look at the
Honestly.
crypto niche now. Look at the crypto niche. A lot of crypto projects are
Yeah.
launching almost every week, or if not every day, self, if not every day, and a lot of them are going down the drain. Yeah, a lot of them are going down the drain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now working as a Web3, like, don't let me say Web3 marketer now. Let me say what's it called, a social media manager. What has been your experience with Web3 brands and Web2 brands? Which one is more exciting? Which one is more interesting? And which one is more challenging? I just share some kind of stories behind that, please.
Okay. Okay, first off, the truth is that, we both know that Web3 is really fantastic and intriguing. Like, if
Yeah.
it's actually a good brand that is solving a problem, it's not just about the buzzwords, like
Hmm.
legit helping people to get.
Yeah.
It's actually like incredible. It feels
Hmm.
great to be part of something big, you get me? And also there are Web2
Yeah.
brands that they might not be will I say as intriguing as Web3, but they are doing something legit. And the fact that they are helping people, like there is this brand that I was working with. This brand, what they actually do is, over here in Nigeria, there's no that serious access to healthcare and all of that stuff. So the brand is legit
Yeah.
about, connecting, making it easier for people to be able to run tests in their homes, you get me? So instead of like start running around looking for a hospital, you can just do everything, they would come to you. And also the brand is helping connect, people, patients, to the closest hospital or healthcare around them, because most people don't even know that there could be a hospital or a medical laboratory around them and all of that stuff. So this is what this brand does, and it's really lovely for me because I know that sickness or like terrible health is actually something that should be prioritized. And if people can have more easy access to it, it's going to make so much life easier for a lot of people. So brands like this, even though they are Web2, I really do respect them, and I'm so excited for what they are building and the problem they are solving.
Mm. Okay, then can you just share what's it called, an experience that is very challenging as a social media manager? Because as a as a Web3 what's it called, as a Web3 guy, like someone that is so enthusiastic about the space, when it comes to marketing Web3
Yeah,
products, you have to test a lot of grounds. Do you get, like, there are some things that will work, there are some things that will not work, and that brand must actually understand that
exactly.
yes, that is how marketing in this space looks like. Because
Mm-hmm.
market itself dictates what happens to your product. Now,
Yeah.
just like let's look at what is happening in the NFT
Incredible.
space now. The NFT market is so down bad. If you don't have good collabs with
Not
very
at
great
all.
projects or very great people in the industry, you may not actually sell out. So what are those challenging situations that you have faced with working with Web3 brands? And I would love you to share the one for Web2 brands too. Yeah.
Okay. The number one challenge with Web3 brands is that most of them are just always comparing
Mm.
themselves to other Web3 brands that have already started making it. You
Yeah.
get, like, somehow there's this sort of desperation. You just want to be blown, you just want everybody to be talking about your brand. They want to create this
Mm-hmm.
FOMO and all of that stuff, instead of actually looking at what are we going to offer these people that would make
Mm-hmm.
them like our brand, that will make them trust our brand and all
Mm-hmm.
of that stuff. So basically, like the most challenging part is that a lot of them are not really after offering that value. They are just after like being talked about and making money. You get me? And also, another thing that is a challenge is that they don't really want to be patient to build a community. I get the fact that everyone wants their words to be out there, but building a community actually takes time, and you have to be ready to build for a long term gain than short term gain. So because of the fact that so many web3 brands are just after making it big right now, they don't get to like care or offer solutions as much as they should, or be around for a longer time and all of that stuff. That's why some of them desperately go ahead to like pay influencers to talk about them, and before you know it, everything is all messed up. Yeah, you made money, but how about the people that believed in what you are building? How do you think those people are going to feel at the end of the day? And it's just making people's belief in Web3 to actually start dropping. You remember when Web3 started and how exciting, how so many people really believed in Web3. But with this whole negative things happening, a lot of people are actually like sitting back and like, okay, let's see how it goes.
Oh, yeah, I love that. I think as you were talking, what came to my mind was that good brands evolve over time, like good products evolve over time, and that's stick
Yeah,
with this space, because you can't just rush it. If you rush it, you rush out. If you rush in, you rush out. So thank you.
you rush out.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. Thanks a lot. Now, okay, now you said you got curious about Web3, and you started digging into Web3 by also by doing your own personal research. What are the process like? What is the process you went through? Did you subscribe to private classes, mentorships, and all those things? What about the community you joined? Can you just tell us some
Okay.
things about that?
The truth is that first I heard about Web3 through Google, then I go on Twitter, and then I got very busy on LinkedIn. I started following. It's not just being on this platform. I had to identify people that talk about Web3, people that are also fascinated, that are always like consistently putting out valuable content. Then I also followed some helpful newsletters. I don't know if you have heard about the Milk Road. They actually helped me so much because they were always dropping like literally every valuable information that you need. The Milk Road, anyone that really wants to grow in Web3 should actually subscribe to their newsletter. They are going to open your eyes to a lot of things that you don't even know about. You get me? So that actually helped me. And also watching on YouTube's, I had some creators that have been there, and also going for events is actually helpful when they bring like different speakers to talk about several things. You might actually think you already know so much in Web3, but when you go for events, they are going to surprise you. Like, you have to sit back and listen, because there will always be some people that know so much better than you, and going for events is going to help you like learn from different people. You get me? So that's just how it was for me exactly. Joining spaces, you get. Joining spaces was
Yeah.
also like very incredible. Like, I'm like always joining spaces on Twitter then, and also joining all this like LinkedIn Live. Like, it helped me learn a lot.
Now, from what you just shared, can I just say, is it that okay? That means you actually started as a lone wolf, like you were just alone. Then, why doing all these things? You started networking, like you
Yeah.
started connecting with guys, right?
That's
So now,
what.
how? Okay, okay,
Okay, I was
I'm listening,
like, the
please.
sad thing, one thing I didn't know, me, my personality as a person, I don't know how to like move with people. Do you get? I always thought you got everything.
Yeah.
Being a lone wolf, you can figure out everything on your own and all of that stuff. But this is something I really regret. So for anyone out there, let me tell you the truth. You actually need people. I have finally figured that if I had people like me or people that knew better than me around me and I wasn't a lone wolf, I would have grown faster than like I did. You get me? Like honestly, that
Yeah.
mindset of okay, you don't want, maybe you are shy or you don't want to disturb people, you have to really get rid of that. Nobody cares, nobody's judging you. You really need to like work with people, connect with people. That is actually going to speed up your growth for real.
Then how were you able to break away from that? Because a lot of people are in the same shoe as you were then, and they would be like, I don't know how to break forth from this thing. I don't know how to mingle. I don't know how to network. How were you like? What brought you and those guys together? Those people that you connected with at that time. What brought you together? Was it that you went to an event and you're like,
Okay, first I'm going to talk
or what?
about this one
Just
after the
share
other.
something.
Let's say I went for an event. Normally, the kind of person I was, if I go to an event, I'm just going to like sit on my own, take notes, and go home. But going for an event without connecting with anyone is actually a total waste of time. Like, I feel like that's a bigger part of attending events. You have to be ready to network. And I totally understand that we are all neighbors. Like, being by yourself is actually a comfort zone. But if you want to grow, whether it's in Web3 or anything, you have to put yourself out there. And the better way to put yourself out there is to actually connect with people. So if I went for an event right now that I've known better, I force
Mm.
myself. I force myself, regardless of how I'm feeling, whether I'm anxious, whether I just want to be on my own. I reach out to people. Hi, I'm Tiffany. This is what I do. I want to learn about you. You get from there, conversations are going to pick up, exchange contact, follow each other on social media. That is actually how I have been able to start building relationships. So all you have to do is actually to make that first step, which is like approaching someone and saying, hi, this is me, my name is this, and this is what I do, and ask them about themselves. Before you know it, every other thing is going to get itself sorted out. You
One thing I got from there is force yourself. It won't just come
what?
easily because and do you know something? Those people that do network, somehow they have a class. When you go to an event, you just feel like these people they have a purpose and you are just left to go.
Yeah,
Yes, if they don't know you in the space, that they do this, they won't come to you. You are the one that needs resources for them. So you should be the one to
exactly.
force yourself out of that
Yeah,
situation that you have put yourself and just
okay.
connect and network.
What
Thank
do
you
you
so
say?
much for that. I would love to ask if you have a permanent role at any organization now, or you are just freelancing with brands.
Okay, right now, one thing I really want is actually to have my freedoms. You get, there is a reason why I'm not doing 9 to 5. So
Mm.
I don't want to be pinned, but I am really actually working with brands. I am working full time and I also do part time, but literally it's always like on a contract basis depending on what we talked about.
What does it mean to be a social media manager for Web3 brands? So that means you have to explain your work model, your processes, how you get clients, all those things. Just let us know.
Okay, so I'm a social media manager. So, what this basically means is that I am helping businesses, startups, like brands itself, to be
Mm.
seen by the right audience. Every business deserves to be seen by the right audience because it's those audience that will be interested in the brand, buy from them, help them generate revenue, or even refer more people to them. So I do the same for every both Web 2 and Web 3, right? My goal actually is to help, as I told you earlier, I used to run a business. So I knew how the struggle of onboarding the next client, getting the next customer who will be interested in what you're offering and all of that stuff. So I can legit relate to these pains, and my goal is to actually like help these businesses connect with the right audience and offer their services to the right people, because whether it's Web 3 or Web 2. Okay, let me talk about Web 3. Yeah, on Web 3, most Some Web3 brands just think the only thing they need is to build a community, maybe open a group on Discord or Telegram. But actually, you need a social media presence, because the people that you can get on those Discord and Telegram are people that at least they are already aware of Web3. But most of your audience might not even be aware of Web3. So, how is the better way for you to what is the better way for you to like get across to them is through social media. So this is what I'm basically going to like help them do: identify who they are trying to reach, figure out the way to attract them, the best platform where they spend their most time on, create content that would attract them, content that will resonate with them, that when they see those content, they are going to definitely know that they have to be interested in that brand.
As regards this social media management of a thing now, is it that what are the channels that you've been managing, and what are the
Okay.
most promising channels for Web3 brands? Because when we talk about Web3, everyone knows that Twitter is yes, in their background. Twitter is just a place where everyone converge to talk about what's happening in the space, what's the latest thing that is happening in the space. But what about when you start having brands that tells you that okay, we want to manage our Instagram page, and do you think every Web3 brand should be on every social media?
Let me tell you this.
Mm,
I know that people have this obsession of they should be on every social media platform, but it's not about being on every social media platform. It's about being on the right platform. Now, this is the role of a social
okay.
media manager. When I create a strategy for a particular brand, while creating that strategy, I have to, with the research I've done about the brand, with the details I know about the brand, with understanding the target audience of the brand, which is their ideal customer that they are trying to reach, it will help me figure out which platform they are on. The
Mm,
reason, okay, how you can actually determine a platform is by understanding your target audience. Every target is not every target audience that is on every platform. Okay, let's do for an instance now. If you go
mm,
on Twitter,
mm,
mostly people that are on Twitter are people that are interested in
mm,
information, news.
mhm,
They are barely interested in maybe paparazzi, lifestyle pictures, and all of that stuff. So if you're a Web3, if you're a brand that your business is all about lifestyle and all of that stuff, you
okay.
shouldn't be on
Yeah.
Twitter, because the people on Twitter are not interested in what you are going to offer them. So it's just going to be a total waste of time. So at the end of the day, it's not by being on every platform. You have to identify the platform
Mm,
that those customers you are looking for, where they spend their most time on. So through the social media strategy that I create for specific brands that I'm working with, I can now be able to tell, okay, this is your ideal target audience, this is what they like, this is what they don't like. Then from that, I can get the right details to now say this is where they would prefer to spend their most time on, and it's on those platforms will I now advise the brands to go on. So, with my knowledge right now, I would
mhm.
always suggest LinkedIn and Twitter X, called X right now, for Web3 brands. And also, Instagram is actually fantastic, you get.
Okay.
But
Okay.
like
Thank you.
this,
Thank
LinkedIn
you.
and Twitter should like be a priority. That's it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. So now, what is the advice you would give to someone that is just coming into the Web3 space now? Is just coming into the Web3 space and wants to become a social media manager like you. What's the advice you give to such person?
Okay, the advice I'm going to give the person is that, first of all, don't assume that social media is easy because everyone is on social media, because this is one myth that has to be debunked. A lot of people just assume that social media is easy. We are all on social media. Is it not about posting what is there? Social media is going to humble you. Like, it's going to humble you. Literally, I'm not even
Don't
joking. So
play.
you have to be ready. In fact, I'm going to just say, assume that you don't know anything, because trust me, you don't know anything. Posting pictures is not you being a social media manager. There is so much more to it. So make sure to learn, and you can never stop learning, but at least make sure to get that real basic knowledge. You get any resources that come across, you get a skill, get a certificate to back up yourself and all of that stuff, because your certificate is going to like be an evidence that you actually studied these courses, and you were awarded the certificate because you earned it. You get me? Then the second thing I would advise is, don't be in a hurry to actually niche down. You have to take your time to touch the waters to figure out which one is okay with you, which one do you enjoy doing the most, and all of that stuff. Then I would advise you networking, use social media, connect with other social media managers. Going through their content can teach you one or two things. Reach out to them, ask questions, and all of that stuff. Make sure YouTube is your best friend, because you can learn more than you can even imagine on YouTube. You get, and follow up with trends. So that's just basically the summary.
Um, so as a social media manager, what are the tools that you work with that makes your work process easier? Because I so much believe that there are manual tools, or should I say manual tools, or general tools that everyone can use. Some people will use Google Docs for every of their strategies for implementation, execution, while some will pivot with Notion, another tools. So what are the tools that you work with? Because there are beginners out there, or let me say there are even social media managers out there that still want to learn from social media managers like you, people that have gotten wide experience. They want to listen to you, they want to understand deeper what they have been missing out on. So that's why I'm asking all these questions. So what are some of the tools that you work with?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really great. Tools are very much very helpful. I feel like we all need these tools. So I'm going to like categorize it. When it comes to content creation, I would say, if you I would advise to actually like have a Google Docs. I preferably use Google Docs to like arrange my content. You get, it's very
Okay.
easy for me to get access to it. It's very easy for me to edit it, and also like open new folders, maybe if I have a content idea and all of that stuff. Then when it comes to like content creation, I would say that I know a lot of people are thinking that maybe making use of AI is bad. So so many people are against
Yeah.
AI. Some people are for AI. So what I'm going to basically say before I mention the tool is that AI is actually here to help us. You get, it's just
Mm-hmm.
like before AI, there are let's say you have a fan, a standing fan or a ceiling fan in your room. You can as well fan yourself with your normal hand, right? But that ceiling fan is going to make your life easier, so that you can now manage your time and do other things that are also priorities for you, right? So, and at the same time, I also see people that overuse AI. They now stop using their brains. They don't even like read the whatever that is generated for them. If you now read the content, it's so generic, like it's so generic, and you can even tell that no human being would connect to such content, because it's not real. It's not speaking like a human being and all of that stuff. So I would advise to actually use AI, but at the same time you have to use your human touch and fix everything and read it again
Yeah.
to know what you are doing. Sure, you get, you don't
Mm-hmm.
basically have to leave the entire work for AI. So I could suggest Gemini and ChatGPT. These tools will help you generate content ideas, or even help you to like, if you want to research or understand something better, it can help you. And also, if you are someone that you are struggling to know what maybe your audience or your client audience is looking for, you can use You can use tools like Answer the Public to figure out what people are searching for, so you can create content around it. Then you can also use a tool called title generator. In content, having a hook, having a title is very, very important, because that is the first thing people see in the first 3 seconds of your content. So you can also use title generator to be able to like generate a better title for your content, to be able to attract people. Now, creating content, I don't think you can actually do without details, without visuals right now. Visuals is very helpful because it's enticing. It kind of like gives that human touch and makes a content looks good enough to be read and all of that stuff. So for you to actually use visuals, I would suggest my favorite platform, Canva. Canva is going to help you do an easy design for any content that you are creating. So there are other platforms, there are other tools like Bosumo, Hootsuite. All these tools can help you schedule your content and do like a keyword research. You get to be able to like come up with better content.
Mm, thank you so much. That's an alpha. You just dropped a whole lot. You just dropped a whole lot. And I think as an SMM, what something is more vital that we haven't talked about, and that's analytics.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
think
yeah. I'm going to
performance. Yeah,
suggest.
something like that. Yeah.
Sorry. For analytics, I'm going to suggest Metricool. Metricool is actually a great tool. Like, it makes it easier for you. Like, it breaks everything down. Like, even if you're someone that, okay, you don't like all this technical whatever, it's going to make it very easier for you to understand the analytics, the reach. It's going to just categorize everything for you. So I recommend that 100%.
Yeah, I love that too because I've used it before. There was someone that introduced the tool to me, and I was like, wow,
Yeah,
so simplified. Majority of all the
true.
features are free, and well, it's a good tool. It's a good tool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So now you said you've been freelancing or what's so called working as full time part time, depending on what the contract agreement is. So now, when during these contracts, what does a day look like in your life? Is it that you work 9 to 9? Is it that you work 12 to 12? Are there ways you take breaks? How do you take motivations? What inspire you to work more? How are you able to draw out strategies and plans? And wow, like all those things, because there are guys out there that want to listen to this stuff, please.
Okay. First off, the truth is that I really do enjoy what I'm doing. Like, it makes me happy, even though it can be stressful a whole lot. But I would say my routine,
Mm,
because I work
mm,
from home, I work from the comfort of my home. I usually like kick off from, like, let's say over here 9 a.m. You get, I could work from 9 a.m. to like maybe 4 p.m. depending. You get me. Now the brand that I'm working for, you can't. If I'm going to say, okay, I have to create all the content or do everything I have to do in a day between this hour to this hour, I might not be able to achieve everything. But the thing is that what I normally do is that I used to like batch my duties in different days. Let's say some days I can actually use those days to generate content ideas, brainstorm and figure out what content I want to create. And then some other days I'm going to use it to actually write the content. Some other days I'm going to use it to schedule the content, all of that stuff. So it helps makes my work easier for me. Do you get me?
what about, are there ways whereby you can get contracts and you just feel like, no, I can't work with these brands? Like, have there been brands that you've rejected based on one or two reasons? Can you just share reasons why a social media manager like you would reject brands that you just reject? I don't want to mention those reasons. I want you to tell me those reasons yourself. Why?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I know that, yes, as someone that is offering a service, we want clients, we want to help more people, we want to
Mm-hmm.
make money. But my priority is actually to help more people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there are some brands that there is a lot of red flags. They are just after, oh, put my brand out there. I want people to be interested in what we offer, da da da. But the point is that when I ask them basic questions about their businesses, what do you do? What are you offering? Who are you trying to help? They freaking have no idea of it. And if I do my research to understand the brand better, if I can't really get my hand on that, this is what you're the help that the solution you are offering, I wouldn't want to like recommend it. Marketing is just like recommending it. Yeah, you have
Yeah.
the skill to
Yeah.
actually like get people to brands. It doesn't mean that you just do it for every branch. I
Mm.
believe that your integrity is also involved and all of that stuff. So
Mm.
if I'm actually going to like work for any brand, it has to be a real brand, a brand that they are really what they say they are. So at the end of the day, I don't feel guilt over anything, you get me? So some brands are literally like that. They are not, it's just giving the vibe of like we are here for a cash grabs, if we are going to be honest. So this is one of the reasons why I would not want to work for a brand, you get me?
Okay.
And secondly, when a brand is just like not valuing social media like what I do. You get, some business owners, some CEOs, like let's say the brand reaches out to you. Oh, we heard that we should be on social media. How are you going to help us? You get,
Mm-hmm.
you see that they don't really, well, I said they don't really value that social media is an important part of their business. They feel like it's sort of like a trend, and while they are talking to you, the whole conversation, you can just tell that this is just something they are doing for the sake of it, and they don't have that pure mindset or value towards it. So you as a social media manager, you'll be struggling to like make the person understand that this is just like owning a business, and you don't understand that is very much important for you to generate money. This is a part of business that is also important. Like, is not just a trend and all of that stuff. So if they don't value it, if they are just doing it like, oh, they are forced to, or it's just recommended, and they just want to see, the attitude and everything. I don't want something that we can kick off and then we stop halfway, because I really want to, like, I'm not just out there for the money, you get. I really want to help. So if I'm going to be helping and you don't value the help that is being offered, I don't want to be in it. So that's just it.
Okay. Now let's talk about your brand. Like now, how do you guys work? If there's a potential client, are there agreements? What is the basis of what's for your work model with the brand and all those things? Just tell us about the whole
Okay,
interface.
Symphony Agency is a digital agency. So what we solely do is to actually like help businesses that have no online presence at all. There are many businesses out there that are not on social media,
Mm,
or even though they're on social media, they don't like have a
yeah,
presence. Yeah, so we
yeah,
help
yeah.
these businesses to actually like get onboarded on social
Mm-hmm.
media, position them in front of the right audience, you get. So we basically offer services like we do their social media management, we do their website design and development. We also do branding. So we help, literally what we actually do is to actually help these businesses come online and have a solid online presence. So that's it.
Well, I think I love that. I was always thinking that you guys are just into SMM, like social media management. Well, now you said
Yeah.
you guys do branding, website development, social media management. That means content creation. Is it that you guys work on contract basis? And what about, do you train? is it that you will train their employees to manage or to continue managing those things? Because
Yeah.
if it's not in the agreement to continue to create content, to continue to manage their social media pages, I think you will just do their branding and all those things, and just put a stop to that.
Yeah. Okay, our goal is to actually like help these businesses long term, because the whole services that we offer is not just, it's not something that you get it once and you are satisfied. You know, social media is always updating. When you even come to websites, you have to, you know, revamp, update, always keep making sure that is a
Okay.
website that when your
Okay.
visitors, your audience comes to the website, is going to be user friendly for them. You get, so we, our goal is to
Mm-hmm.
actually make our services long term. We be by the side of these businesses, you get, helping them achieve all
Mm-hmm.
of those things, helping them do it. But if any brand decides, okay, one day they don't want to like move forward further, that is really okay, but we are
Mm.
always happy to help if they want to come
As
back.
as a Web3 lady, as a Web3 marketer, and as a
Yeah.
Nigerian, how have you been able to like match up with other guys in the space? Because you know the Nigerian guys have been meeting and we have been discussing Web3 opportunities together. They said it's like the space is cheating us as a Nigerian. She get as Nigerians, the space is cheating us. So have you encountered issues like that?
Yeah. You know, one thing I'm going to say is that first of all, I am a very proud Nigerian. I am proud of the fact that I'm a Nigerian. And regardless of the challenges we get every day,
Mhm.
I still don't care. I'm still excited that I'm a Nigerian. Now, in Web3 space, there's always challenges. The moment, maybe let's say on Twitter, you join a space, there's always this attitude, maybe when you like take the mic, your accent or whatever, you know, some people and their, will I say, poor reasoning. But one thing I want to tell Nigerians out there is that if anyone is trying to like make you feel less of yourself because of where you are from, because of your accent, that person is actually like struggling with inferiority. I feel like that person is just trying to project whoever they are on you. You get, because any sensible person, anyone that have their life going, can never judge someone because you are from a certain country or because your accent sounds somehow. So
Mhm.
I do experience all of that stuff,
Mhm.
and I'm a very outspoken person. If you speak to me the way I don't like, I'm going to tell you why I'm a Nigerian. So I'm going to like revert whatever you said and I'll put it back on you till you get me. So I really want I really want more Nigerians to be confident. Nobody has any rights. I feel like if
Mm.
we understand, do you know how
Mhm.
much people love Nigerians? Let us not even cap. We are special, we are smart. So anybody that is trying to put us down is
Yeah.
already beneath us. So all you have to do is to freaking remind them, you get. So when I join spaces and they're making all those comments,
Yeah.
sometimes I ignore them, but if I get to use the mic, I'm going to address that, and I'm going to go on to prove that we Nigerians, we are no doubt. And I feel like the better way to shut these negative minded people up is to always prove to them that we are good at what we do. That's why I advise that we keep upskilling and knowing better. You get, knowledge is power at the end of the day.
Uh, wow, 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 wow. I think this needs a round of applause. I need to clap my hands together. Like, seriously, I can feel the confidence, and that shows you how strong. That shows you how strong. I love that. I love that. I love
Yeah,
that. I love that. So, thank you so much, Tiffany, for joining this podcast today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your
it's a
insight.
pleasure.
Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for digging into your experience and all that. And I wouldn't know, yeah. What's it called? There is this personal question, like it's just something personal to you that I
Okay.
would love you to tell people out there. So, as a Nigerian now, so what's your best? What's it called? What's your best food as a Nigerian? What food do you love the most?
Okay, I'm actually a foodie. I'm not going to lie. I love food. If you see me, you know I'm
Eh.
chubby. I love food, but as in Nigeria, we have a lot of delicacies. So I'm going to start with I love yam
Yeah.
and egg sauce. I love rice and stew. I love turkey and
Eh.
spaghetti. You
Oh,
get?
wow.
I love egusi soup. So
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Egusi with pounded
I've
yam or
actually
what?
not had pounded yam, but I'm going to try it out one day. So I do gari, yellow
Oh,
gari because it's to match with the egusi color. You get the
oh,
vibe.
oh, 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 wow. Then that means you have to come to the western part.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're in the eastern part, right? Or south, south. Okay, okay, okay. Eastern part. You have to come to the western part one day so that they can give you
I
the
know,
pounded
right?
yam.
I'm
Solid
going
one.
to try it. Sure.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. So thank you so much for just. So I don't know if there's any more thing you want to say.
Okay, the only thing I want to say is that I really want people to stop holding themselves back from chasing their dreams. Like
Hmm.
the time wasted in letting, maybe imposter syndrome or the fear of what people will say hold you back. We need more people in this space, and I'm going to speak to my fellow women out there. In
Yeah.
Web3, we need so many women for real. Like, I always get excited when I see a new girl in Web3 space or in any space. As far as you're building your career, you're making your money, we need more women. You get, so many women are real badass out there, but they are just holding themselves back. So I want people to actually like leave their comfort zone and pursue their dreams. So that's just it.
So we don't need men again, right? It's women that we need now.
No, I do. What we use? You're my friend now. I have a lot of guys already. Let me tell you, in the space, Nigerian men are not darling. You know, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
sure, 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 sure. But we still need more men
exactly.
too.
Yeah, we still do. We still do.
Yeah,
But just that
yeah,
some women like that fear and whatever how they feel. I just want them to try and put themselves out there. You get?
And I think ladies in this space, it's not about ladies in this space, like ladies in Nigeria, before you see them do exceptional things, that means somebody must have spoken to them, somebody must have shown them that, okay, this thing is real possible, even as a lady.
Exactly.
Because if you check out the percentage of most successful people in Nigeria now, men are just, yes, they have the highest
Yeah.
percentage. They have the highest percentage. And ladies will just go to school and just like
You
people say,
get?
end up in their
This is
husband's
2024.
house and also called.
We
But
can do better.
yeah, yeah. So thank you so much for that.